We've all had those days. That feeling of being a little lost, a little disconnected. You scroll, you work, you go through the motions, but there's a quiet hum of anxiety underneath it all. It can feel like you're separated from everything by an invisible wall, and you start looking for answers in articles, podcasts, anywhere you can. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools to fight this feeling isn't some new biohack, but something we've known how to do since the day we were born? What if a key to feeling better has been hiding in plain sight this whole time, just an arm's reach away? This is the story of how a simple, consensual hug can influence your brain chemistry and your nervous system, acting as a kind of reset button against the weight of daily stress and the fog of feeling down. This is how human connection can help you find your way back to yourself. To understand why a hug feels so good, we have to look at what's happening inside our brains. When you're feeling anxious or down, your body's stress chemistry is often working overtime, while your feel-good chemicals might be running low. A warm, welcome hug can trigger a powerful chemical shift that helps nudge this internal state in a better direction. It all starts with a hormone often called the cuddle chemical or love hormone, oxytocin. When you hug someone you trust, your brain can release a flood of it. This incredible neuropeptide is a biological foundation for bonding and trust. It's the same hormone that helps solidify the connection between a parent and a newborn, creating feelings of safety and calm. This release of oxytocin can help counteract feelings of loneliness and isolation, reminding your nervous system on a primal level that you are not alone. It's a biological message that says, you belong, you are cared for. And as oxytocin levels rise, they help push down the primary stress hormone, cortisol. Think of cortisol as your body's built-in alarm system. It's essential for fight or flight situations, but when it's chronically high, as it often is with persistent anxiety and stress, it's exhausting. It keeps you on high alert and drains your energy. A good hug can literally help calm this alarm. Several studies have shown that physical touch and hugging can lead to a significant reduction in cortisol levels. In one well-known study, women who hugged their romantic partners before a stressful event were found to have a lower cortisol response to that stress. It's like turning down the volume on your internal anxiety, allowing your body to finally stand down from high alert. But the good stuff doesn't stop there. While the science is still developing, hugging is also thought to encourage the release of two other key neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine is often known as the motivation molecule. The gentle pressure and warmth of a hug may trigger a mild dopamine release, giving you a small, satisfying sensation of well-being. Then there's serotonin, the neurotransmitter famous for its role in mood regulation. While a single hug isn't going to magically fix your serotonin levels, consistent physical affection and the social support it represents are associated with a healthier mood. Think of it less like a switch and more like a gentle, steady current that helps your brain create a better environment for emotional balance. Okay, the chemical part makes sense, but why does a hug feel so instantly calming? The answer is in your nervous system, and a special set of nerve fibers that act like a superhighway for comforting touch. Your body basically has two main operating modes. The first is the fight-or-flight response, which kicks in when you're stressed or anxious. Your heart races, your breathing gets shallow, it's high alert. The second is the rest and digest state, run by your parasympathetic nervous system. This is your mode for calm, healing, and connection. For many people struggling with anxiety, it feels like the fight-or-flight switch is stuck on. A hug is one of the most effective ways to help flip that switch back to rest and digest. It does this through a remarkable pathway involving nerves called C-tactile afferents. These are highly specialized nerve endings found in the hairy skin of your body, like your arms and back. They aren't built to detect pain or temperature. Instead, they are designed to respond specifically to gentle, slow, stroking touch, exactly the kind of touch you get in a good hug. When these fibers are activated, they send a signal straight to the emotional processing centers of your brain, essentially telling it, this is a safe, friendly touch. This message helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, with the vagus nerve being a major player in this calming response. The result can be a near-instant physiological shift. Your heart rate can slow down, your muscles start to relax, and you might feel yourself take a deeper breath. It's your body's own built-in safety mechanism, a physical confirmation that you are secure. There's a popular idea that a hug lasting at least 20 seconds is the sweet spot for this full cascade of benefits to unfold, allowing time for oxytocin to be released and the nervous system to shift into a calmer state. While it isn't a hard and fast rule, it's a great reminder that a quick pat on the back doesn't have the same power as a long, meaningful embrace. Have you ever noticed how a hug can soothe not just emotional hurt, but physical aches too? That's not just in your head. The same act that calms your mind may also tap into your body's natural pain relief system. It's believed that when you're held in a supportive embrace, your brain may release endorphins. Endorphins are sometimes called the body's natural opioids. They work in the brain to block the perception of pain and are also responsible for the euphoric feeling of a runner's high. A hug may provide a gentle release of these chemicals, which could help dull the sensation of both physical and emotional pain. Research has shown that social pain, the sting of rejection or loneliness, is processed in some of the same brain regions as physical pain. This might explain why a hug can feel so profoundly comforting when you're heartbroken. It's providing a form of natural comfort for your emotional wounds. Plus, that safety switch we talked about plays a role here too. Chronic pain is often made worse by stress and muscle tension. As a hug helps flip your system into rest and digest, it allows your muscles to relax, which can help ease some of the tension that contributes to pain. These ideas sound great, but is there hard evidence? Absolutely. One of the most fascinating studies came from researchers at Carnegie Mellon University. They interviewed over 400 adults about their social support and how many hugs they received. Then they did something bold. They exposed the participants to a common cold virus and quarantined them. The results were really interesting. Participants who reported having a strong social support system and receiving more frequent hugs were less likely to get sick. And for those who did get sick, the ones who had been hugged more often had less severe symptoms. The researchers concluded that the hugs were a powerful marker of social support, which acted as a buffer against the negative effects of stress on the immune system. In fact, they calculated that hugs were responsible for about 1/3 of the protective effect of social support. Of course, touch is deeply personal. For some, especially those with a history of trauma or sensory sensitivities, a hug might not feel safe. The benefits we're talking about are entirely dependent on it being consensual and welcome. So what if you're not a hugger or don't have someone to offer one? The good news is you can still tap into some of these benefits. The brain is remarkably adaptable. Some emerging research suggests that even self-hugs can have a positive effect, with one study showing self-soothing touch can reduce cortisol responses to stress. Wrapping your arms around yourself and applying gentle pressure can stimulate some of the same calming pathways. Another powerful alternative is a weighted blanket. The deep pressure from the blanket is thought to mimic the feeling of being held, which may help activate the parasympathetic nervous system for some people, promoting a sense of calm. Finally, don't underestimate the power of touch from a beloved pet. Stroking a dog or a cat can provide that slow, gentle rhythm that C-tactile afferents respond to, and studies have shown it can raise oxytocin for both you and your furry friend. The key is safe, comforting physical connection, and that can take many forms. We started this journey feeling disconnected, looking for a solution in all the noise of the modern world. But the answer, or at least a big part of it, is something far quieter and more fundamental. A hug is so much more than a gesture. It's a biological signal of safety that can help calm the brain, lower stress, and strengthen our bonds with others. It's a chemical shift, a flip of the safety switch, and a testament to the fact that we are profoundly wired for connection. So the next time you feel that sense of disconnection, or the weight of a difficult day, remember that some of the most powerful medicine in the world might just be within arm's reach. If this story resonated with you, share this video with someone you think could use a hug today. Connection is contagious in the best possible way. And in the comments below, tell us about a time a simple hug made all the difference for you. Your story might